you need to be really strategic about the salespeople you have because you can't just throw more people at the problem. So it's the conflation of that is helpful, I'm assuming.
Indeed, indeed. So what we've seen is it took us a while to get the product piece right, to really tighten the AI models, to figure out, who is that persona. And what we saw was that it really takes a few different personas inside a customer and bringing them together. So in our world, it's really unifying the world of RevOps, the enablement, and the world of sales leadership. Because we bring those three folks in the room together, that's when the light bulb goes off, and that's when the problem becomes even more realistic. Because what we are seeing is the data sets that each of those functions really use are slightly different, their dashboards are different, their view of the world is slightly different, but still they're solving for the same
Yeah.
outcome. And so as we unify that, we align those three, the light bulb goes off. That's when we really move forward in a deal.
That's a very good point. I think I love the idea that you went with a broader team of consulting groups. You try to extract that information and how they actually collaborate because that's what you're helping with, right? You trying to bring these teams together, and I think it's a good recipe for any other future inventor or entrepreneur that wants to build something in the go-to-market space. If you try to do this, you unlikely can do this only with one role. I think whatever you do on the one side is going to impact other side, a couple of other teams, and that's almost embedded in the nature of the problems that this group, broadly speaking, go to market is facing.
Totally, and we see that time and again, right? If you're not bringing in your colleagues from the world, if you're a sales leader, you're not bringing in your
Yeah,
colleagues. It's really a slower conversation. The results may be mixed, and so what we found is we need a recipe to bring the three folks in the room together to move things really along.
Yeah, and sell to that committee as opposed to just the sales leader.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people are in every job, right? Whatever you do in life, you're going to be always biased to your position. But the problem is usually affecting in different way to a different degree, different teams. So you don't want to leave anyone behind when you design the solution, right? You want to ensure that this is very inclusive and is solving for multiple areas at the same time, or it's not solving one side, but it's just jeopardizing the efforts on the other side, right? So that's a kind of tricky thing if you go with the silo approach, right? And I think a lot of companies did, and then they quickly realized, okay, we got to expand because these guys don't like us.
Absolutely. Well, let's see this product. Let's dive into the
So
demo.
Yogi, what's going to be the use case?
Yeah, awesome. So as we think about what we just discussed, it takes a few personas to
Hmm.
come together. What we have really built out is that people lens. In our case, the people or the person inside the salesperson, we have three lens. One is the exec who's out there sitting on top, really looking across teams, looking at their org really to understand the drivers that are impacting them, make sure that they're aligning the investments that they have against the pain points or against the underperforming areas. So that's the exec lens. It surfaces those drivers. The second is what we're going to dive into is really the manager lens. And so you have a team of seven, eight, nine folks, the managers out there. They know they have a few underperforming reps. Maybe half of their team is underperforming and they're scratching their head. They're a new manager. They don't quite know why that individual is struggling and how they can help them. And that's really what we're going to dive into. But the third lens is the rep lens. And that's the individual. That's the lens of the AE, the SDR, really understanding how they can make more, how they can close faster, how some of these insights can be applicable to their world.